Yeah, I guess I'm lucky enough to have a couple of mates to go fishing with and that. It's great being able to get up early in the morning and when it's still dark and head to your favourite fishing spot. And like this morning, we headed down the trail while it was still dark and got to the end of the trail and the sun was just starting to come up over the horizon, and we got to see all the beautiful lights from the city and that before we made our descent down to the ledge.
With the rock booty, I think it is one of the most essential things to bring on the rocks, just because, you know, you could be down on a day like today, the rocks look not too slippery, but then once you get out where the wash and the water's been with the tides, it'll start to get very slippery. So if you hook up with a big fish, more than 9 times out of 10 you'll be going water skiing without a good pair of these. So I always recommend bring a good pair of cleats with you onto the rocks. One of the first things I always pack is my rock cleats.
Alright, so just been spinning off the rocks down here this morning, come across a nice little bonnie, basically just spinning some metals along the surface, trying to pick up a few pelagic species. Not a little bad bonnie, quite common for these parts.
This outfit that I have here is particularly heavy. I'm actually running 37 kilo braid and 100 pound leader. It's designed primarily for larger kingfish that can sometimes come through the area. I don't normally catch much, but if it is a fish, it's normally a good one, which makes it quite rewarding. Now what I've got connected to my 100 pound leader here is 2 7/0 hooks snelled together, and I've just used a couple of rubber bands to keep them nice and tight to the guy. It makes it really streamlined and helps it to swim through the water quite nicely. When targeting large kingfish, we employ rods similar to what the guys would use up on the Coral Sea for GTs. Heavy duty spin reels capable of putting out 10 kilos plus of drag. Rods that are sort of 8 to 9 foot long, designed for working, you know, poppers anywhere from 80 to 200 grams. Let's see how it goes. Most kingfish around Sydney will laugh at any sort of light tackle that you have, so we use these heavy outfits, get the fish on the rocks, and it also makes the smaller ones fit for release, and we tend to land the bigger ones.
It was about 6:15 in the morning.
Here you go folks, just jerking this minnow through the wash has resulted in a lovely Australian salmon. These fish are relatively abundant for most of the year and at times can be found in football field sized schools.
So one of the biggest keys to rock fishing is safety. There's two main things that I like to do when I come down to the rocks, and that's always never turn your back on the ocean and always have a good friend and keep your eyes on him, and vice versa. So you know, if one of you go in, there's always someone there at the end of the day to, you know, help you out. For now, I've just decided to put on a little metal, a 40 gram. I just like to cast them out, let them sink, you know, 5 to 10 seconds, and then just really retrieve it and crank it as fast as I can back into the rocks. And you know, it seems to be rather productive around here in Sydney. So we'll see how we go. So I don't think you could ask for much of a better view, you know, just come fishing, have the cityscape in your foreground, and I don't think you could ask for much more fishing out of Sydney. Fishing photography, I don't know where to start, but you know, a photo paints a million words, and I think my aim of fishing photography is to just come in and revitalise fishing magazines with fresh new photos and looks, and you know, not just from Australia, from places worldwide, you know, Asia, South Pacific, just anywhere we can go and we can access to fish. I would love to be there with my camera, documenting that and letting other people see the joys that Chris and I get to go through fishing.
It's Bill Klassen here from The Fishing Show, and if you like this instructional video and want to learn more, it's simple. Go to fishingshowtv.com.au and see a whole host of additional videos.